Has the Labubu craze finally died down?
Hello? You're currently on the phone with Kacey K. Yep, that's me.
Good morning, everybody. It is currently 6:36 in the morning. I have been pushing snooze since 4:30, 4:30 this morning. I actually have been up longer than this. I brushed my teeth and all that stuff. But as we all know, I'm going to Florida on Thursday, and Thursdays are usually the day I record my episode. So, yeah, this was like the only time I could really fit this in because tonight I'm going to see Noah Cyrus. I kind of forgot about that. I'm like really excited, but it's one of those concerts that kind of you kind of just forget about. I'm also going to Heim next week. Yeah. I still need to pay my friend for that. Anyway, yeah, I'm going to Noah Cyrus tonight. The same place I saw Marina, which I forgot to tell you guys about. Yeah, I'm Kacey. You're on the phone with Kacey K. And there's a lot to talk about. A lot of notes to catch you guys up on. I've consumed quite a few movies. Well, not quite a few. Three and a half over the past few days. Hang on, let me pull up my little notes. Where is it? There we go. Okay. Yeah, so what was it, 2 Fridays ago, I saw Marina, formerly Marina and the Diamonds. I really don't think I told you guys about this, which is interesting. But like literally, if I do not write this stuff down or put it in my notes, it will not come out of my mouth unless like I'm talking about something and it reminds me of something, and then in the middle I'll be like, oh yeah. And then I'll change the subject completely. So here we go. We're a little more organized today. Marina, she used to be known as Marina and the Diamonds, and I thought I thought the Diamonds meant like her band. And my friend Edgar, like I love her, and I think Prima Donna is one of the greatest pop songs of all time. She was at Coachella. She has the new album Princess of Power. She's Greek, which is fun because I am also Greek, but she's from Wales, so she has a British accent, which is kind of fun. But I turned to Edgar during the concert because we lined up. It was at the Union, and the Union, like the venue's like nice and cool or whatever, and it's just like a warehouse type vibe. But it's like in the middle of a neighborhood. It's really interesting. It's I don't know. So like the parking isn't very good, and you like lining up. It's like next to a train track. I don't even know how to explain it. If you've been there, you know what I mean. I'm trying to think if it's better or worse than any of the others. The Depot, I haven't been to in a long time. That's where I first saw Dua Lipa for her first album. The Complex has terrible parking. I feel like just most places have terrible parking. But yeah, what I'm trying to get at. I don't know. This place where you have to line up is like kind of sketch, and it's not like the nicest, but it does the trick. So my friend Edgar wanted to be there early because he wanted to get pretty good seats, and he's like, "Do you want to come with me?" I was like, "Yeah, sure." He's like, "Okay, I'm going to be there at 4:30." I'm like, oh, "Okay." The concert starts at 8. I'm like, "Yeah, I'll probably be there more like 5:15 ish." So I went and waited in line with him. We got up pretty close to the front. We had really good seats, and it was good. I turned to him. I was like, "So like, when did she decide to drop her band?" He's like, "What are you talking about?" I'm like, "The Diamonds." He's like, "I hate you so much right now." I'm like, "Why?" He's like, "Because." That's not even what it means. Marina is her, and the diamonds are her fans. And I was like, oh. I'm like, well, why'd you drop the diamonds? And he's like, well, she started to feel like she was playing like a persona and she wanted to play herself instead, be herself instead while she was singing. So that's interesting because usually people are the opposite. Like Beyonce has Sasha Fierce, that's her like on stage presence, who is like fierce and feisty and like I don't know, just much different than how Beyonce is in her normal life. Britney Spears is the same way, although she is still playing herself, technically with her name. She's like, well, maybe not so much anymore, but when she was first kind of starting out, she was more like meek and mild. But when she got on stage, she was like this incredible performer. Lady Gaga made a stage name, just like all these people have these stage names. Katy Perry, she has one, but it's mostly so she didn't get confused with Kate Hudson because her real last name is Hudson, and she took her mom's maiden name, so it wouldn't get confused with the actress Kate Hudson. Who else is like a stage presence? Pink, I guess. Yeah, Pink. Anyway, the concert was really good. Prima Donna, I've heard it twice now. I heard it at Coachella this year and now this concert. I was so mad because I'm like, her merch was so expensive. You guys, merch is getting out of hand. There was like a shirt. I was like, yeah, I actually want that. And I looked, it was $65 for a shirt. And Edgar got a hoodie. It was $95. I was like, okay, well, I'll get vinyl then, because I know someone now who like collects vinyls, and I do too as well as you can see. But I kind of was like, well, what's the point? Like, is it really that interesting? And he has like collectible edition ones. And I'm like, oh, it's actually kind of cool. It's actually kind of like, because like when you open them up, they have like special like inserts and pictures and all kinds of stuff. I'm like, all right, I kind of get it now. I do understand. This person also reignited my love for like going to the theater and like the movie theater, not actual theater, but the movie theaters and watching movies. And because I actually really have always loved watching movies, like honestly. And I kind of just got in this rut where I just stopped and I didn't really care because it seemed like no one else wanted to. No one else was interested in it. No one else like cared about it, which isn't how you should live your life. If you like something, you should go do it, no matter what people like or not. As long as it's ethical and nice and decent. But yeah, like he goes to the movies weekly, multiple times a week. I'm like, that used to be me, and I let that die, but not anymore. Anyway, so I was like in line getting merch, and I was like, okay, well, I'll get the vinyl because we were planning on waiting outside the gates by her bus because she had been coming out to like see the fans that were waiting for her. And as soon as I said that, they pulled the vinyl off the wall. That which means that was the last one. I was like, "Are you serious? That's the only thing I wanted." And as soon as I said that, they pulled it off the wall. So I didn't get anything. I actually haven't bought merch in a long time, except for like Beyonce. I haven't bought merch in quite a while, and a lot of the times it's just because the merch sucks. A lot of times it's like way overpriced. And then there's some concerts you go to, and the merch is just incredible. It's amazing. And it's like, how am I supposed to pick between any of this stuff? So then we went and waited. Our friends left. They went to Suntrap, the club that we usually go to, which is just down the street. And we waited for quite a while, about an hour, and she came out and she didn't sign autographs for everybody or take pictures with everybody. So I kind of felt bad because you could tell there were people there that were way bigger fans than me. And I'm like, can I get a picture? And she's like, yeah, sure. Okay. So I got a picture with her. And I was pretty excited about that. I can't believe I forgot to tell you guys about that. How weird. How weird. Okay. I talked to you guys about watching Babylon, the movie, and from what I had to watch it in three parts because it's a very long movie. And from what I told you, the beginning is a much different from how it ended. It ended actually quite sad. And but it still like stayed true to like the Hollywood bubble. At the beginning it just shows like them getting into the film business. Well, actually, it shows like a really famous guy who's already in it and super famous. Then it shows Margot Robbie's character who's trying to get into being an actor, and then another main character who wants to be, but he's like not allowed to because he's from Mexico, which is like stupid. Basically, they kept telling him that like in a roundabout way that it was just for like white people. And so he kind of started doing behind the scenes stuff and like became producer, director, or whatever. And it showed like going from the silent films to the talkies, what they call them, and how the silent film people couldn't really transition to like the talkie films, not Talkie the Chip, but like you know what I mean, and how it was hard for them to realize that they were starting to become not famous anymore and not beloved because people just couldn't take them seriously when they started doing speaking movies. And then it turned into like just like Hollywood, like Margot Robbie gets in a lot of trouble, so he has to save her. And then the middle of the movie is kind of like Margot Robbie is like struggling. She has no money. She spent all her money. She gets in trouble financially. He has to bail her out. And then the end is kind of like flash forward into the future, and it shows it's kind of like a montage at the end of all of like the special effects and the CGI and the green screens and the sound and stuff of like what Hollywood and the movie industry has become. I don't know, it's quite interesting. It's a lot. There's a scene with a snake, like a giant rattlesnake that I it like went on forever. There's also a scene with a rat that makes I couldn't even watch it. I had to cover my ears and my eyes because of the oh, it was just awful. Other than that, it was a really great movie. But it's kind of like um I don't know. Maybe Hollywood is that way. Maybe it was at some point, and still is. Just like the next best thing. And once you're done, you're done. So yeah, I would recommend that. But then, as I was finishing that movie, I was like, well, I want to see that new movie with Margot Robbie and Colin Farrell. Is it Colin Farrell or Colin Firth? Which one's which? Now I'm confused. Colin Smith? Who's that? Colin Firth. Okay, yeah, I was like, that doesn't sound right. Colin Farrell. Okay, it's called A Big Bold Beautiful Journey. Let me just It's kind of hard to explain. It gives me Walter Mitty vibes, Secret Life of Walter Mitty. But basically, these two people rent a car from this. It's kind of a bizarre movie. It's kind of a strange movie. Apparently, it was a book at first, and these two characters rent a car from this weird, bizarre car rental place, and they're like very adamant that they get this GPS, and it, I don't know, it looks very other dimensionally. I don't know how to explain it, but it's not like a real GPS. Here we go. Two strangers who meet at a mutual friend's wedding have the chance to relive important moments from their past, illuminating the path that led them to the present and gaining the opportunity to change their futures. In this tale, David heads to a wedding in his old car with a unique GPS. He meets Sarah, and together they embark on a journey suggested by the GPS. Along the way, they confront their past and explore painted landscapes, leading to a deeper connection. As they contemplate their future, they face a crucial decision about their relationship. So basically, after the wedding, the GPS is like, "Would you like to go on a big, bold, beautiful journey?" And he's like, "Yeah, sure, I guess." So it tells him to go to this diner, and then Margot Robbie's character happens to be there, and then they end up going on this adventure together, and it takes them to these a bunch of different stops, and at these stops, there's just these random doors, like in the middle of nowhere, and they walk through them, and some of them they recognize, some of them they don't. But like one of them was Colin Farrell's high school doors, and he walked in, and it was like the night that he played in the play. It was that salesman movie or salesman play. Uh, it's supposed to be pretty funny. I can't remember what the name of it was. Anyway, it shows that. It shows Margot Robbie when her mom's in the hospital. It shows her when her and her mom were like watching TV one night, and they kind of just get to relive their past moments that were hard for them, and relive it and see. I don't know what the purpose was, I guess, of it. Anyway, it was a really long movie. It was quite long, but it was good. I went with my friend Mallory, and I was worried. I was like, I don't know how this movie's gonna be. So if it's not good, I apologize. And she's like, well, that's okay. And so afterwards, I feel like this movie could be like a streaming movie. Like it was really interesting they brought it to theaters, in my opinion. But um, it was still good. I liked it. I shouldn't speak like that because we don't want everything going to streaming. At one point, everything was, and now we're trying to get it back the other way. So I should be more grateful that they're bringing movies like this to the theaters. And it's got a 6.2 still. It's actually gone up since the last time I saw it. I'm guessing that's the audience review. Yeah, it's actually quite good. And so I turned to Mallory after when we were walking. I was like, sorry if that was kind of boring. Boring? What do you mean? I'm like, I don't know. It just kind of seemed like a movie you could like just stream at home. She's like, well, I was like crying. Like I was like getting pretty emotional. I was like, well, good. Because it is like an emotional movie. It is like one that kind of makes you think and want to like be more present in your life, be more loving to the people around you, be more just aware that life is kind of precious. You know what I mean? Anyway, it was good. I highly suggest it. The director, I've never heard of his name, Koganda. He's a director and writer, but I'm pretty sure it was a book too. What other stuff has he done? Literally, like he's done so much, but I don't even know. Nothing sounds familiar. Oh, this hat I'm wearing, by the way, is the hat I got at the Queen of Versailles play last. It's been over a year now. It's so weird. In Boston, it's the first ever showing. I love this hat. People actually, I wore it to the lake one time. It's kind of dirty, you can see. And people are like, "Where'd you get your hat? Where'd you get your hat?" I'm like, I actually got it at a play, at a musical, which is now going to Broadway. So if you want to go see it, you can. Okay, I watched another movie. We had kind of a movie night on Saturday night, I think, and it was called Swiped. I think did I talk about this? If I didn't, I meant to. It's with Lily James, aka Cinderella, aka Young Donna in Mamma Mia 2, which I love. I love her, and I noticed she played Pamela Anderson in Pam and Tommy, and she kind of like really does blend into the character. And it's some actors don't do that, which is fine. Some of them kind of just play their same selves over and over again. You just like love them so much, you'll still see that whatever they're in. But she does a really good job at like little tiny mannerisms, little like voice changes, little like I don't even know how to facial expressions. So like Pam and Tommy really had to remind myself that it was Lily James. I don't know if I'm the only one that felt that, or people disagree with that. But in this movie called Swiped, is Whitney Wolf is her name, and she's actually from Utah. I had no idea Whitney Wolf is. It's a true story about Bumble and Tinder, and she's the female founder of Tinder, well, both of them, and Bumble. And basically, it shows us how awful she was treated at Tinder, and how they wouldn't listen to her. They kept shutting her out of meetings, and then she ended up dating one of the co-founders, and he started treating her like absolute garbage. And then she broke up with him, and he just would constantly harass her and send her like hundreds of messages a day. And the other founder, he's like, "Well, I don't want to get in the middle of this. I don't want to do this." But she was like, very. I don't think it would be what it is today if it wasn't for her Tinder. Because she would literally go on to college campuses and like frat houses and whatever. Yeah. Sorority houses and frat houses and get them to sign up. And that's kind of how it got going. And then it turned into this like toxic culture where men would just send nude selfies unsolicited. And like there was one girl's job at Tinder was just to delete dick pics and stuff. And like it just got to the point where they wouldn't listen to Whitney anymore. They wouldn't take her seriously. They were just like being mean to her. And so she quits. And then I think she sues them. Yeah, she sues them because they wouldn't do anything about it. They wouldn't do anything about the messages of the guy harassing her. And she wins, but it's like an NDA she has to sign. And then the NDA gets leaked from somebody on the other side, but she's not allowed to talk about it. So then she's getting harassed by a paparazzi, by all these people saying like she's a whore, like she brought it on herself, all that, like the whole thing is her fault. And then she gets approached by another guy who owns, I don't know if he owns or runs, but I think he owned it, the biggest dating site outside of the US, Badoo is what it was called. I don't even know if that's still a thing. And he's like, I want to help you create a new dating profile. And she's like, no, I don't want to do that. She's like, I'll do anything else. I don't want to go back into dating. But then she kind of gets the bug for it. And then she poaches a few people from Tinder who worked with her. And they move to Austin and start building Bumble. And then it kind of shows like it shows the way they came up with the platform, which is the women have to respond first. The guys can't message the girls first. I don't know how it is for the LGBTQ community, but in the straight community is them like they both can like each other, but the girl has to, if they match, the girl has to message them first. I'm explaining whatever everybody knows, and that kind of just shows like just the difference between the Tinder and Bumble and how Bumble actually cares about the users and safety and all this stuff. And then it just shows like a bunch of other stuff that happens. And but at the end, like she's like a billionaire now. Should we say what she's worth? But then it shows her meeting her husband and how nice he is to her. See, she looks a lot like her. The way they made her eyes look in this movie and the way she has her hair and the way she dresses, like I really was like, well, she is a different character. It's really hard. I think it would be really hard to do that, to like actually change mannerisms and tones of voice. And, some people don't do that, which is fine. I wouldn't be able to do it. Okay, so Whitney Wolf's heard this is different. So she's actually lost money, apparently. Says Yahoo Entertainment. Whitney Wolf Heard's net worth revealed after losing her billionaire status when she temporarily left Bumble. She's still worth a lot of money, though. She's the youngest self made billionaire in the world. Whitney Wolf Heard is the woman behind the two of the most well known dating apps in the world, Bumble and Tinder. And now her life story is immortalized in the new Hulu film Swiped. Making two dating apps was an unexpected journey for Wolf Heard, but she persisted nonetheless. I didn't go to business school to take a formal job at a formal company, nor did I code a brand new product in my dorm room, she told Thought Economics. I don't come from that kind of background that would ever lead me from a historical standpoint to the career I'm in. Credentials don't always define who someone is or who they're going to be. What is Whitney Wolf Heard's net worth? The net worth is estimated to be $400 million and according to Forbes, $400 million according to Forbes and $600 million according to Celebrity Net Worth. At her peak, she was worth about $1.5 billion in early 2021. However, when Bumble's capitalization slipped to below $2 billion, her fortune also plummeted. Still a lot of money. I mean, that would suck to to lose all that money, but also you still have a lot of money. It's kind of like when you win the lottery. I always think about this. I'm like, Yeah, well, they just take so much away from you. And I'm like, yeah, but you'd still get like $200 million. And I'm like, okay. But then you think, but I just lost $800 million. You know what I mean? It's just not fair. It's not fair. Anyway, it's a very good movie. I highly recommend it. I was told that she has another movie also, like recently that came out, Lily James, and I love Lily James. I really, really do. She was kind of wrapped up. I don't want to say it's like her. I should say she was. Her and this other actor were tangled up in this affair recently. I'll get into that in just a second. I don't think that's true. The last one she did this year was Swiped, and upcoming is she's got a lot of upcoming. Angry Birds 3, Cliffhanger, Harmonia, Let the Evil Go West. What is that about? Photo Booth, Bad Lieutenant, Subversion. Interesting. Okay, what was that guy's name? Lily James. Hang on. Dominic West. Okay. Lily James and Dominic West. He is that actor. He's been in a lot. Dominic West and Lily James, the story explained. What happened between actors Lily James and Dominic West back in 2020? Lily James will be back on our screen next year for Swiped, a movie based on the life of Bumble founder Whitney Wolfe Herd. But back in 2020, it was her own love life that hid the headlines when photos of her and her The Pursuit of Love co-star Dominic West embracing hit the web. Despite being a star in her own right, having appeared in beloved films like Mamma Mia, Here We Go Again, and The Iron Claw, for some reason, every time the actress's name is in the news, people feel the need to bring up the photos of her and Dominic. For him, too, almost 5-year-old scandal continues to follow Dominic West, with search for Dominic West and Lily James photos popping up every time he's in the news. What happened between Dominic West and Lily James? In October 2020, Lily James was linked to the Wire actor Dominic West after photos were published which showed the pair sharing a scooter and enjoying an al fresco lunch in Rome, Italy. Weeks after reports emerged claiming that Dominic was being considered for the role of King Charles in Netflix's The Crown, a part that would that a part he would go on to earn a BAFTA nomination for in March 2024. When the pictures of Lily, 35, and Dominic, 55, together first appeared, the gossip mill immediately started whirling. But why? Two celebs being spotted larking about doesn't seem like a big deal, except for the fact that Dominic is a married man, having married wife Catherine Fitzgerald in 2010. The pair have 4 children together, while Dominic also has a daughter with ex-girlfriend Polly Astor. The story soon got wilder. The day after the pictures were published, Dominic and Catherine put on a united front. With press camped outside their Wiltshire home, Dominic and Catherine came out of the front of their house and posed for a couple's photo shoot. Dominic told reporters, "I just want to say our marriage is strong and we are still very much together," and handed the media a note with the same bizarre message. It's worth noting that despite this, Dominic was not wearing his wedding ring. Interesting. Yeah, they really did just come outside. A month later, reports claimed that Catherine and Dominic's marriage was pretty much over, with friends telling The Sun at the time that she was ready to pull the plug. A source told the paper she was since told people closest to her their marriage is as good as over now, and she doesn't think there is any way past this. In the public, however, the opposite seemed true, and the couple appeared to show that they were actually very much a united pair when they were photographed on the afternoon jog around the same time. Catherine told the media, "We're fine, thank you very much. Yes, we are. Things are okay between us. Don't need any advice from anyone. Thank you." As of December 2024, Dominic West and his wife, Catherine Fitzgerald, are still very much together, and that put the whole thing behind them. Lily James, meanwhile, is dating Queens of Stone Age bassist Michael Schumann, having been first linked to the rocker in 2021. The photos of Lily, then 32, and Dominic, then 50, were taken during that doesn't add up because they just said she was 35 and he was 55. Were taken during a break from their busy filming schedule as they starred in The Pursuit of Love together. And if the photos hadn't raised enough eyebrows, the fact that Dominic played Lily's father in the BBC adaptation definitely did. There you go. Okay. There's a lot more, but I'm not going to read it. Anyway, it seems just like a really bizarre thing that happened. So maybe it's nothing. Maybe we just need to ignore it and let it go. Okay, what has happened next? Talked about that. Oh, I got a pedicure on on Friday, and I haven't got a pedicure in a long time. And the reason is because I've wanted to because I've had one before, but I'm just so ticklish. I am so ticklish, and it really annoys me because I want to be able to get massages. Actually, massages don't tickle me. The ones I get because I never feel like I'm going to be able to afford to go back. They're like, how like rough would you like it? And I'm like, oh, probably better get in there. Probably better like just like get in there and just like do some damage. So like a lot of times when I got massages, I think I've had three before, and it's like painful. It's not relaxing, until after. But yeah, so massages are mostly painful for me at this point. Pedicures are a whole different thing. I'm trying to see where we got our pedicures. Um, okay, we went to lunch, and I'll talk about where we went to lunch in a minute because it was really good. But we went to this one, and I guess it's in Sugar House, which is interesting because I hate Sugar House. But it's called Hearts. What is it called? Hearts Nail Spa. And you walked in, and it's like this very glamorous looking thing. They have like chandeliers from the ceiling. Their seats are like big and tufted and just oversized and massage you. I'm sure that's like standard now, but um yeah, we got the deep moisturizing pedicures, and it actually did not tickle as much as I thought it was going to. Um and they brought out these like bags of like goo. I know this sounds weird, but they're really warm and they rub them on your feet. And you put your feet in them and they just soak up all the moisture. And I will say my feet look really good. My feet look very, very nice. I'm like, okay, well, now I have to add this to my roster, which sucks because this is another expense I have to pay. But, whatever it takes to feel beautiful is something I will do. Okay, but before that, we went to lunch. It was clear up out of the way, like clear up on the foothills close to the U, but it was worth it. It's called Flower Child. Um, let's see if they have another location somewhere. Locations and menu. Oh, okay. So they have them in Arizona. A lot in Arizona, actually. I wonder if that's where it started. California. Okay. Colorado. Florida. Okay. Florida, Georgia, Indiana, Maryland. Wow. Okay. They have a lot more than I thought. I thought it was just like a one little tiny thing, but it's not. Okay. Where's the ones in Utah? Come on. It's just in Salt Lake. 1414 Foothill Drive, Suites A1. But the food is delicious. I got the steak. Let's see what the menu is. I got the steak. Yes, I got the steak served medium. They also had the salmon, which I tried. Their macaroni and cheese I did not get, but I had a bite, and it was delicious. I got the grilled broccoli, which I love broccoli, and it was like good. Sometimes people don't cook broccoli right. These guys, I think they steamed it and then they grilled it, so it wasn't like too hard and crunchy. It was like the perfect consistency, and then they put a little bit of Parmesan cheese, I think, on top with like breadcrumbs. So delicious. Then we got the sweet potato fries, which were so good with like it was almost like a ranch kind of sauce type thing. But they have tons of stuff. We also got what was it? An olive oil. Yeah, this thing. Lemon olive oil cake, which sounds interesting. It's also gluten and dairy free. So we're like, this could be an interesting choice, but it was good. It was very, very good. So basically, it's another aubergine, another vessel kitchen, which I love. I love them, but the problem is they're so expensive. They're so expensive. And it's like I would love to eat healthy like this all the time, but aubergine is like $22, $23 per meal, which I get. It's just not realistic. Although I did go to Wendy's one day recently, and one hamburger, a Baconator, just the sandwich was $11 and a meal is 18. I'm like, this is not convenient anymore. This is not economical anymore. This is not like, how do they expect people to do this? McDonald's has learned because they announced on Good Morning America a few weeks ago they are dropping their prices. It said somewhere in some parts of America, a Big Mac meal was $18 for a Big Mac meal. Crazy. Yeah, let's see. These guys have, let's see if I can see the sides. Here's their sides. They have roast potato fries, sweet corn and quinoa, red chili glazed sweet potatoes, simply steamed brown rice, chilled sesame noodles, kung pao cauliflower, smashed gold potato, cauliflower risotto, roasted broccoli, that's what I got, and fresh fruit. They have wraps, they have salads, they have bowls, it looks like, all kinds of stuff. So if you're in the mood for that, they have chocolate chip cookies, chocolate pudding, double chocolate almond brownie. Um, anyway, it's called Flower Child. It's in Salt Lake, kind of like more towards the zoo, the Utah, University of Utah, that kind of thing. Anyway, I just want to tell you guys about that. Also, my pedicure is very nice. If you want to go somewhere nice in Salt Lake, go to Hearts Nail Spa. They were very, very friendly and very nice. plus the seats massage you. Like I almost wanted to go to sleep because I was trying not to laugh. I actually wasn't as ticklish as I thought. It was funny because I looked across like the aisle from me and this lady was trying so hard not to laugh. I'm like, oh good, thankfully I'm not the only one that has a hard time with this. Okay, what should we talk about next? Now, this is a sentence I never thought I would say in my life. First of all, I didn't even know LimeWire was still a thing. If you don't know what LimeWire is, LimeWire was what we used to use back in the day before. Well, it was iTunes was yeah okay. So it was when the iTunes was a thing, but it basically is where you went to steal music. I will not deny nor confess that I have ever used LimeWire in my life, but basically it was known for giving your computer all kinds of viruses, like crazy amounts of viruses. So then people started switching to the YouTube.net converter, MP3 dot what was it? Anyway, you could take music from YouTube. Again, I will not confess nor deny to using that. But LimeWire was like, is just no, it's just like kind of a joke. Like you give your computer STDs for free just to get like a shitty download of a song. And you get all these like background noises. Like some of them would come from radio stations. So it's like, uh, KZ100, you're listening to the hottest radio station in like the Western United States. And then it would, like the music would start playing, or it would do like the Sirius XM debut sound. Anyway, it was funny. So I'm so confused that it's still a thing. But it says LimeWire has bought the Fire Festival, which the Fire Festival is that failed music festival we've talked about before. It says yes, in September 25, the company formerly known as the music file sharing service LimeWire acquired the Fire Festival brand for $245,000 on eBay. What? That's funny. LimeWire CEO Julian Zetmar stated that they're bringing the Fire brand and its name back to life by creating humorous, real-world experiences rather than relaunching the festival itself, which is expected to integrate with LimeWire's crypto token. It's crypto now, really? We're still doing that. The purchase, LimeWire was bought through an auction on eBay. The Fire brand was purchased for $245,000. Instead of recreating a disastrous festival, LimeWire aims to bring the brand and name of the Fire Festival to life with real experiences that poke fun at its past failures. I don't even know what that, like, how would they do that? Anyway, what is to expect from the new Fire? Self-awareness and humor, real experiences, digital and physical integrations, and crypto integrations. So if you want to buy LimeWire's crypto, it is $LMWR, which will unlock early access to campaigns, token-gated merch drops, and insider updates. If they can make this work, good for them. I don't know why. It just shows that some people have access to too much money, but whatever. Do you guys see the video of Bad Baby? She was climbing on top of her baby daddies. I hate when people call this like them trucks. Like I remember watching what was that show? World's Strictest Parents? Is that what it's called? When the kids that were just like evil would go live with these strict parents. There's this one guy, he's like, yeah, I had this truck my parents bought for me. Like, I wouldn't accept anything less. I'm like, that's not a truck, that's an SUV. Like, that is an SUV. Stop calling it a truck. They did the same thing in this. Apparently, Bad Baby was in, or her baby daddy was in his Escalade, which is a SUV, and he's trying to drive away. And she jumped on the hood of the car and was like hanging onto the car as he was trying to drive away. And like someone was recording, I think it was her friend or something, and she's like, "Get off! You look crazy." She's like, "I am," said something like that. She was like crying, and at first I was like, "This is." Funny. Of course, you do something like this, and then in the comments, it's like, "This is so sad. This is just what shows what men can do to a woman's mental health. Like she's obviously going through something and he's not making it any easier and he's pushing her to her limits and he's being like, I was like, what, that is actually kind of sad. So I don't know what happened at the end, but I just saw the clip of it and it is basically kind of like a movie or TV show. Okay, so this is on the most 90s looking website I've ever seen, comicbookmovie.com. It says, rumor, Jurassic World Rebirth sequel moving forward, Scarlett Johansson is set to return as Zora. I believe this because this movie made a lot of money. Jurassic. I always get confused how to spell Jurassic. I always want to put two R's. World Rebirth box office. How much did it make? Yeah, okay. Yeah, they're definitely making a second one. So domestic it grossed $339 million, international is $526, leading to a worldwide box office of $866 million. So for sure, I think this rumor is accurate. Yeah, it says Jurassic World Rebirth was a surprise hit of the summer. Why would that be a surprise hit? They've all done very well. Even if the ones that didn't do well did pretty well. Grossing just shy of $900 million at the world box office. Now, a new rumor suggests a sequel starring Scarlett Johansson is in the works. Um, it has 50% on Rotten Tomatoes. I did not think it was bad. I don't understand why people did not like it. Um, I guess what they meant by the shocking surprise is because Superman came out shortly after that, maybe the same weekend, and Fantastic Four First Steps. I liked Fantastic Four. I was hoping for a little bit more, but other than that, like I don't know if I'll watch it again, to be honest with you. But I loved like the visuals of it and everything, and the setting and the backgrounds and the set display, whatever. It just seemed to go on for quite a while, and the plot just wasn't that interesting to me. Yeah, okay. There's nothing much more to say about this, but there's a rumor that it's happening, and I bet it will because it's made a lot of money. Should we see all Jurassic films? The six released Jurassic films have grossed over $6 billion, with the most successful films being Jurassic World. I remember seeing that in theaters in 2015 and just being absolutely blown away. I still haven't seen the originals, which I know is crazy. I understand. Um, 1.67 billion for Jurassic World. Jurassic Park made 1.1 billion, while the most recent film. Oh, this doesn't even include the new one. Maybe it does. Let's see. Okay, so it doesn't show the last one on here, so it's closer to 7 billion. Because it shows Jurassic Park 1.1 billion, The Lost World Jurassic Park 618 million, Jurassic Park 3 640 million, Jurassic World 1.6 billion, Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom 1.3 billion, Jurassic World Dominion 1 billion, and Jurassic World Rebirth. It doesn't show it on here, but we know it made just shy of $900 million, which is still more than the second and third one. So they'll for sure make us like they're not going to stop. These movies that make all this money, they're just going to keep doing it, which I'm not complaining, honestly. Okay, speaking of Scarlett Johansson, she's married to Colin Jost, who was on SNL, and they just announced their new lineup of the first three episodes of the new franchise, which is going to be interesting because they have let go a lot of people and added a lot of new people. SNL announces hosts and musical guests for season 51. They're actually pretty good, I will say. Doja Cat's one of them. Sabrina Carpenter she hosts and sings on it. It says October 4th, host Bad Bunny and musical guest Doja Cat. That is the launch of it. That is the first episode of the season 51, which is the day after Taylor Swift's album comes out, which you think that they would try and get her on there. That would have been like very good timing. October 11th is host Amy Poehler, which we love. She used to be a cast member on SNL. And Role Model. Role Model is climbing the ranks, climbing the ladder. He's doing pretty well, actually. Let's see. And then October 18th is Sabrina Carpenter and Sabrina Carpenter, which is interesting because her album came out at that point a month ago, a month after that. More than that. Interesting. But it was interesting to me that she hosted with Jake Gyllenhaal, and she's very close friends with Taylor Swift. And if you're wondering, Taylor Swift does not like Jake Gyllenhaal. In fact, I don't know if it's been confirmed, but the very accurate rumor is All Too Well is about him. So you can just see how she feels about him by listening to that song. But yeah, so that should be interesting. I love SNL. I just wish, I know I say this, I wish it wasn't on Saturday night. Like people go out on Saturday night. Why? Like I just don't understand that. I don't get that. Not everybody does. I understand that also. But for the most part, are they trying to cater to an older demographic that stays in? Like I don't understand who they're trying to cater to because it seems like a lot of the guests they have on would cater towards like my age category. And a lot of people my age are not staying in on Saturday nights. As much as I would love to at this point, I am exhausted. I actually told my friends, I'm like, can we like do nothing this weekend? And sadly, I shouldn't say sadly, like this is so bratty of me, but October is going to be absolutely exhausting. So this weekend I go to Florida. Did you guys know I'm going to Florida? Florida. Next weekend I'm going to LA to see Dua Lipa. The weekend after that, I actually will be home. I guess the next 2 weekends after that I'll be in Utah. Then I'm going to Lord. I'm pretty sure I'm going to Lord in Vegas. And the next weekend is Halloween, and then my birthday, and then we get into the holidays. It makes me tired just thinking about, but it's a good kind of tired. I'll stop complaining now. I will stop complaining. Okay, on my list it just says Taylor's album rollout. I don't understand what I was meaning there. She is doing a movie. It's not necessarily a movie, more like not even a documentary. It just she's like going through the songs and like talking about them and why she wrote them and what the meaning is behind them. It's a album listening party, I think. I actually need to buy tickets. I was gonna buy tickets for the Sunday showing, but I forgot that's the day we're leaving for LA, so I had to cancel those. Yeah, so it's not gonna be like the concert film. It's not gonna be a documentary. It's just gonna be a fun thing for people to do. Dancing and singing is encouraged, it says. I don't think I'll be doing that. Okay, this is interesting. Halsey, she did an interview with Zane Lowe, which I was talking to someone about this. Zane Lowe, I don't know. I like him. I'm sure he's a very nice guy, but it kind of bugs me. Like, you can tell he's just trying to ask the most like profound questions. And maybe we do need more of those. Maybe we need less people asking pop culture stuff to celebrities. But it's like he doesn't really ask questions that people want to know. People like general fans. Does that make sense? I'm not trying to like bash on him, but like sometimes it's like I don't even know what you're asking. Like I'm too dumb to know what kind of question you're asking, and I don't think even a lot of the celebrities answer those questions. Does that make sense? Because they don't even know what he's talking about. I don't know. Maybe I'm just dumb, but I want to know like the stupid things behind the scenes stuff of celebrities. I don't really care about like the album writing process. Sometimes I do. Sometimes it is fun, but I don't know. Maybe I just need to change my attitude. Anyway, Halsey was on his show, which is on Apple Music, which I bought Apple Music. I got 3 months for free because everyone says they have better sound, they have better this. I can't tell a difference. I'm sorry. I've been told I was in the wrong for that. I've been told I would be like if so and so heard you say that, they would very much disagree with you. I'm like, fine, they can disagree with me all they want. I don't hear a difference between Spotify and Apple Music. I just don't. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Apple Music does have that thing where you turn your head, the spatial audio, and the music turns with you. Other than that, I don't notice a difference. I'm sorry. That reminds me I need to cancel my Apple Music. That being said, Spotify has rolled out their new premium sound for their platform. So we'll see. We'll see if it makes a difference. But in my opinion, it does not. Anyway, Halsey said that she's not allowed to release a new album because her last album didn't meet the demands that her record label wanted. Who is she signed to? Is it Columbia? Halsey was actually offered one of the lower Columbia. I was correct. Her record contract was not the greatest, and she admitted that on Dak Shepard's podcast. I don't even know, 3 or 4 years ago. She's like, it is a lot of money. It was like $300,000 or $400,000 up front, but in the music industry, that's not a lot of money. That's not very good. And I think she like the rights to it and like the royalties weren't very good. She's like, but I was just so desperate to get signed and to be a singer that I did it. But apparently they are not letting her release any new music at this moment because her last album, The Great Impersonator, didn't do what they wanted to do. But she's like, it sold 100,000 copies in the first week, which is unheard of nowadays for like lower artists to sell that many physical copies, let alone the first week. But she's like, they wanted me to do manic numbers, like without me, that album. And she's like, I'm not a pop star anymore. There's one time I was competing with Ariana Grande for number one on the record on the charts, which was fun. No shade to her. Like we've talked about like how fun it was to be like in that moment together, but that's just not who I am anymore or right now. And I think that's so sad that she can't release new music. But I don't know. Apparently she's doing well. Badlands, the 10th anniversary is out now. She's going on a Badlands tour. I think we talked about that, didn't we? So yeah, I mean, I think she'll be okay, but I think she's also kind of annoyed. I mean, who wouldn't be? Okay, I don't know how much I believe this rumor because Adele told us when her last concert or her last residency stop that she would be gone for a very, very long time. To me, that meant like 5 years plus. Now there's the rumor saying that she signed a book deal and that she is going to come out with new music alongside the book release. So maybe it could be by the time the book gets written and all that stuff. But there's really no concrete evidence that this is a true rumor. But wouldn't that be fun? Wouldn't that be cool? I love Adele. I think she's like one of the funniest, nicest people. And she'd just be so fun to hang out with. She's someone, you know, when they ask you, like, who would you want at a dinner party? I don't know, I never thought of her, but I would want her to be at my dinner party. Her, Kim Kardashian, Katy Perry, Taylor Swift. Could you imagine the drama? Kris Jenner, who else? Allison Janney. So just a lot. My dinner party would be massive. It would like have to be held in the Palace of Versailles because it would be that big. um, Cardi B has set the record for most drone deliveries in I think it's Dallas for her album Am I the Drama? And I will say The album is good, you guys. And people are saying on Twitter, they're like agreeing, like it's kind of a general statement that people are like, this was definitely worth the wait. It's been 7 years since her first album, which is crazy to me. That she would wait that long because usually when someone has massive success like that, they try and capitalize on it and keep going very quickly. But she took her time and it paid off, obviously. I'm curious to see what the first week sales is going to be on this. I'm pretty sure it's going to go number one. I really, really do. So we'll see. This coming Friday, Doja Cat's VIE comes out, the album. And I think her song Gorgeous comes out soon with someone else who sings it with her. Did you guys see the live that Doja Cat was doing? I think she was on Twitch or some kind of gaming thing and she's laughing with people. I wonder if I can insert it here. Do you think I'll get in trouble for that? I'm going to try and insert it right here. If it doesn't work, just ignore what I was saying. But she's like laughing hysterically because the other people start laughing, and so she starts laughing, and they just keep out laughing each other, and she just keeps laughing weirder, weirder. Okay, let's see. Gorgeous. I thought she sang it with somebody. I could have sworn. No, that's right. Why did I think that? Because someone on Twitter was like, two back-to-back albums with no features on it is crazy work, which it is crazy work. But come September 26th, it will be released, and I'm actually really excited to see. She has a new album cover, and it's really different from all the other ones. I bought the one where she's standing in front of the Eiffel Tower, and I love it. I really, really do. It looks like she's straight from the 80s, but I looked in the background, and there's a Tesla. There's a Tesla in the background. I'm like, you couldn't have edited that out, anything like that. Like, why? But it is a cool album cover, I will say. This one is her. It looks like she's in a wedding dress. To me, it looks like she escaped her wedding. She couldn't go through with the wedding. She jumped out of a plane. Maybe they're on their honeymoon, and she jumped out of the plane because she's stuck in a parachute in a tree with it looks like her wedding dress coming down. That's my interpretation of it. Anyway, why was I talking about her? Just her laughing. I think that's what I was talking about. Oh yeah, Cardi B. So we'll see. We'll see what the album sales are, but I think she will do numbers. I really, really do. It says Octavia Spencer and Jessica Chastain are going to star in a new Christmas movie. Jessica Chastain. I love how they're still like really good friends. They were in The Help together. I know that. Okay, here we go. I've never heard of this one. The New Indian Express. I've never heard of that before. I'm guessing it comes from India. Octavia Spencer and Jessica Chastain reunite after The Help for a new holiday comedy, Deck the Yalls. I hope it comes out this year. Please don't make me wait. No. Why would they even announce it? It's so rude of them. It says the script, which has been penned by Tracy Oliver and Stephanie Williams follows Rachel Chastain. That's really annoying. How old is Octavia Spencer? Because I thought she's playing the mother of the boyfriend. How old is Jessica Chastain? She's 48. Jessica Chastain is 48. How old is Octavia Spencer? Octavia Spencer is 55. So she's not even much older than her. It's kind of like when um, Rachel McAdams was Amy Poehler's daughter, and they're really not that much older than each other. How old is Rachel McAdams? Yeah, 46. And how old is Amy Poehler? 54. Yeah, so it's like it doesn't even add up. Anyway, I'm excited for that one. Sabrina Carpenter, she is going to the Grand Ole Opry. She's making her debut. I've actually been there just outside. I've never been inside. Me and my friend Callie went to the Reputation tour in Nashville. Oh, I loved it. She brought out, I think it was both of them, Tim McGraw and Faith Hill. Yeah, I think it was both of them. It was such a good concert. If you didn't see the Reputation concert, I'm so sorry. Like Era's tour was amazing, absolutely amazing. Reputation just had this vibe and this feeling in the air, and it was just the opening of the Reputation tour will never be matched. It truly will not be matched. It started out with well, even just the stage alone was amazing. But it started out with showing clips and articles of people saying like she's a snake, saying that she is what is she saying? Like overreacting to this, saying that she's a liar, saying she's a manipulator, and it literally pulls clips and segments from people on news stations, on podcasts, on all kinds of things. And Then it opens up. It's like, baby, let the games begin. I'm like, here we go. And just the snake of it all. I hate snakes, but just like the whole I don't know, just the visuals of it all, the revenge of it all, the anger, the hatred, I don't know, just the comeback of it all, and how much, like at that point, the tour made 250 million, I want to say, which is a staggering amount of money. But now compared to the new one, obviously, it's not that much. Anyway, this one I love to hear. I love when people get put in their place. Ticketmaster is being sued. It's being looked into by the FTC. It's also being sued now. Yes, it says Ticketmaster and its parent company Live Nation is currently being sued by multiple entities, including the Federal Trade Commission and the U.S. Department of Justice, alongside many states. The FTC lawsuit alleges illegal ticket resale tactics and misleading consumers about prices, while the DOJ lawsuit accuses the companies of maintaining a monopoly, yes, in the live entertainment market through anti-competitive practices. Well, yes, that is true. Allegations and claims illegal resale tactics. The FTC alleges that Ticketmaster works with scalpers and misleads consumers about ticket prices, which can be inflated by massive fees. Monopolization, antitrust violations. The companies are accused of using illegal tactics to maintain their monopoly, stifling competitors and leading to worse service and higher prices. Background and context. I feel like they need to add the Ariana one in this. It says the Taylor Swift tour. The scrutiny intensified after the disastrous rollout of tickets for Taylor Swift's Eras Tour in 2022, exposing the company's business practices and influence over the market. Also, it says the DOJ lawsuit is challenging the terms of the 2010 merger that allowed Live Nation and Ticketmaster to combine despite concerns about the potential for monopoly power. Well, yes, all of that. I agree. I think it really kind of got going. I think they obviously had this in the works, but after the Ariana Grande debacle, um, I think they kind of put it into gear and got it going. People are like, how are you going to tell me I'm a bot when you're working with the actual bots? Like, I don't know how many times I've been told by Ticketmaster that I am a robot. I'm like, I don't think I am, but thanks for checking. It's just so frustrating. Like, how many people should we see some of the tickets resale prices for Ariana Grande? Like, one was $1.3 million, you guys. 1.3. That's more than I saw for Taylor Swift at one point. Okay, let's go to LA, find tickets. What if it even let me? Yeah, like there's tickets available. They're all resale. Cheapest one is $765, and it's at the very top on the side, almost behind the stage. This is ridiculous. Okay, so this one, the highest it goes to, okay, so that's better. Highest it goes to is $2,300, but that's lower bowl. It's not even like next to the stage. Crazy, crazy. I don't know. It's unfortunate, but I hope that they get what they deserve. Like the Kim Kardashian meme. It's what she deserves.
It's what she deserves.
I use that meme all the time. It's so funny. If you're unaware of what I'm talking about, it's one of the first episodes of Kardashians. Maybe the second season. They go to Breckenridge and they're kind of being mean to Kim and they take away her phone. And so she finally gets it back and throws a fit and she goes upstairs. She's like, let's see how you like it. And she throws her mom's Blackberry off the balcony. And then she's like, it's what she deserves. The original uh, the original Kardashians, nothing will beat them, honestly. They're probably about to release the new season soon, right? Wouldn't they? Okay, Tom Holland apparently got a concussion on the set of Spider-Man. I keep forgetting the name of the new film, but the new Spider-Man. Apparently he's okay. They're just taking precautions and filming will begin or resume soon. Camila Cabello was in where was she? Camila Cabello was somewhere and she got approached by this bride. And yeah, here we go. Camila Cabello surprises bride she met at a hotel bar by performing at her wedding. How cool is that? I need people to stop being mean to Camila Cabello, like honestly, because her music keeps popping up on. This is so interesting because last year when I was working on my yard project, I listened to her album XOXO like on repeat for a couple hours. And I'm like, this actually is a really good album. Why do people hate it so much? And now it's starting to trickle back into my like daily mixes. And I'm like, this song is so good. Like, why are people so hard on her? Let's see. Camila Cabello turned a chance fan encounter into an unforgettable wedding moment for a bride and her dad. The Havana singer, 28, met and chatted with Kelly Murray and her family at a hotel bar in Iowa. Why was she in Iowa? Was that one of... Yeah, why was she in Iowa? Because she's not even touring in the United States. On Friday night, September 19th, according to a pair of TikTok videos posted by Murray's cousin, the bride told Cabello that she was planning to use her song First Man for her father-daughter dance, prompting the pop star to offer to come perform it live at the wedding on Saturday, September 20th. One of the videos shows Cabello wearing a long black slip dress. It's actually a really pretty dress, holding a microphone at the wedding as she shared the story of how she came to be at Murray's nuptials. She then noted, First Man is a very special song to me. It's a song that I wrote about my dad and about, the moment that I get married. Cabello quickly added, I have not been married yet. I wonder if this will be my father-daughter dance as well. Continuing her story, Cabello said of her appearance at the wedding, we kind of planned this and it was kind of last minute thing that we put together. She told Murray she was really honored to be a part of her special moment. I'm such a daddy's girl, and I feel like your dad, if you're lucky, is your first love, your first hero, the man that kind of sets the stage for your next man in your life. Cabello then said that she could tell from speaking with Murray and her dad, Mike, that he loves the hell out of you. She ended the little speech by cheering to Daddy's Girls before beginning her performance. I thought that's so awesome. Like, how fun would that be? How crazy would that be also that she was planning on using one of her songs and then she sees her in a hotel bar and then performs at her wedding? Divine intervention. Maybe it was a publicity stunt. Either way, it's still really nice. Bill Nye got his start on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. I love that. This one was interesting. Catfish has been canceled after 9 seasons. And I'm like, only 9 seasons? Yeah, because the show came out when I was in high school in 2010. Yes, I was in high school in 2010. Catfish, the TV show, canceled at MTV after 9 seasons. I did not know the show was still going on, to be honest with you. I couldn't tell you any of the stuff that has happened in the show in the last, well, like anything, honestly. I see little clips on TikTok and stuff, but you think you'd see more. Like, apparently people aren't that interested in it. The reality show that investigated deceptive online relationships has been canceled at MTV after 9 seasons, sources tell Variety. The network is allowing the producers to shop the series elsewhere, and MTV will continue to air episodes from the Catfish library. Hosted by Nev Schulman, Catfish help people discover the truth about their suspicious digital romances and sometimes come to terms with the person on the other side of the computer screen. The series is based on Schulman's 2010 documentary of the same name, which coined the term catfish for someone who uses a false identity or stolen photos to deceive others on the internet. Interesting. So sorry if you still watched Catfish. Do people still watch MTV even? Like, is that even a thing? I don't know. This one, I did not know about this until my family told me about this, but Robert Redford died? That, like, why isn't that more upfront? More news. Yeah, died September 16th, 2025 at the Sundance Mountain Resort. Is that true? Robert Redford's death reviews search for suspect and murder of What is this? I forgot. Scarlett Johansson got her start with Robert Redford. Was it the show The Horse Whisperer? Yes. Yes. That is one of the first movies I remember, like, vividly when I was little. And it made me sad because she gets hit by a truck on a horse. And I remember when they find the horse and it's all cut up and it made me so sad. I do not like shows where horses get hurt. I can't do it. Like, obviously when animals get hurt, dogs, like, I know some people who can't watch movies where dogs get hurt, which is very valid. I'm that way, but with horses. I do not like seeing horses being just hurt in any movies or abused, or like when they're running like in old Western movies or whatever, and they're running through like these fields. I'm like, oh my gosh, the horse is going to step in a hole and break its leg. Like, coming from that background of horses, I just know what could happen and it makes me sick. Anyways, working with Robert Redford as a preteen had a massive impact on Scarlett Johansson's career. The 40-year-old Marvel star was directed by and shared at the screen with the late Hollywood icon 1998's The Horse Whisperer. Um, Yeah, I guess that's not what I want to read. Anyway, she was on the movie The Horse Whisperer with him. Robert Redford, star, actor, and champion of independent film, dies at age 89. Barbara Streisand filled with regret after Robert Redford's death. What do you mean filled with regret? Why would that even be a thing? Okay, let's see. The dashing actor and Oscar-winning director who eschewed his status in Hollywood leading man as a Hollywood leading man to champion causes close to his heart has died, according to his publicist Cindy Berger, chairman and CEO of Rogers and Cohen. I don't know if that's his company. He was 89. Robert Redford passed away on September 16th at his home at Sundance in the mountains of Utah. I didn't know he had a house there. Interesting. I mean, I guess that would make sense, but I didn't realize he had a house there. In Utah, a place he loved, surrounded by those he loved. He will be missed greatly. The family requests privacy. That's all we know. I'm guessing there was no foul play. I mean, he was 89, so I don't think that it was that suspicious. I also, sorry, it showed the history of the stuff I've looked at. Halloween costumes. I ordered my Halloween costume, and I haven't dressed up for Halloween for a long time. I was Chip Skylark from Fairly Odd Parents a couple years ago, but other than that, I haven't dressed up in a long, long time. But this year I'm going to because it's kind of a fun thing to do, and a lot of the friends I hang out with now like love Halloween, so I'm like, I gotta participate. I'm going to a couple Halloween parties, and the next day is my birthday. So I know I've said this multiple times, but I am going back on my Coachella diet because I need to look somewhat decent for this costume. Also, you guys, it's been 2 days. Today's day 3 of not having an Alani, and I've got to say, I do feel better. I do feel much better. I definitely was abusing my poor body by drinking those, so many of those, I should say. Like I don't think they're healthy for you in any way, but I don't think they're bad for you if you have them every now and then. It's what do they say? Everything in moderation. For me, 2 to 3 a day, that is terrible. That is very, very bad. That is copious amounts of caffeine. So I'm just taking it one day at a, have you ever read that book, One More Day? What is it called? One More Day book? No, that's not it. The Power of One More? Is that what it is? The Power of One More. One More. Yeah, here it is. Okay, the book is called The Power of One More. And basically he talks about his dad, who was an alcoholic, I think he was. And the way he kind of beat his alcoholism, his addiction, he would just say, I don't know what is gonna happen, but I'm gonna do one more day. I'm gonna go for one more day. So that's what I'm doing with Lonnie. I'm not making any promises. I'm just gonna go for one more day without one. I'm not gonna make this crazy statement that I'm never gonna have one again, but I'm just gonna try for one more day. Okay, we'll end on this. Labubu stock has plunged by $13 billion. Labubu stock. Um, let's see. Labubu Network. I guess that's not a stock because they're not a publicly traded company. But Labubu, where is it? Is Labubu craze fading? Investopedia. I've never heard of. There's a lot of websites we're seeing today. Is the Labubu phase creating? Maker Pop Mart stock tumbles. What I just said it didn't have a stock. Anyway, it's down quite a bit. Their popularity has boosted their fortunes of Chinese retail giant Pop Mart, which posted a 200% surge in its first half revenue at 13 billion Chinese yen. Let's see. Okay, so apparently it's not as crazy as I thought it was. So the headline I saw was said that the stock has dropped or the net worth has dropped by 13 billion. And I don't know, it just made me think like how fast crazes come and go. Like I don't know, little like phases used to last a lot longer than they do now. And just now with like how fast the internet is, how quickly we can get information, how we can literally see what someone across the world is doing within literal seconds. It just makes it not as, I don't know, not as fun. Like, do you guys remember like the Wii phase? I still think the Wii is the best console that Nintendo ever made. Truly, I really don't think it'll be beat because it seems so futuristic. It seemed so just mind blowing when you first saw it. You're like, that can't be real. Like, that's not a real thing. I remember the commercial for it. Like, didn't they drive up in that little car and they outstep the two CEOs or something? And they're like, we would like to play. And they hand you the remote. And I couldn't get over how amazing the technology was. Like, it was unreal. And then on top of that, the Guitar Hero phase, do you remember that? Guitar Hero was everywhere. It was everywhere. And then it's just kind of slowly began to die out. But it was here for a while. The Temple Run craze was there for a while. But now it just seems like something's popular and then all of a sudden it's not. And it happens so quickly now. So sorry to Labubu. I actually have a Labubu. I bought one, I bought a couple, and um I don't know, they're kind of fun. I'm glad I have one, but I'm like, was it really necessary? Because now I thought it was like this kind of elite thing, like you had to wait for their drops. No, there are people on TikTok selling them like crazy. I'm like, they're not that in demand then. Like they're not that kind of like hard to get anymore. I don't know. It just doesn't seem like as lucrative as it used to be, as fun. So we'll see. We will see. Okay, I think that's it for me. Apparently, someone was trying to serve Taylor Swift papers at Travis Kelce's house for Justin Baldoni's legal team, and they were arrested. That is so crazy. So good luck to that person who was arrested for that. Good luck to, I don't know. I'm wondering how, it says Taylor Swift has agreed to testify, but I'm wondering if she's like happy about it. You know what I mean? I wonder if she's just like, whatever, I'll do it, or if she wants to clear her name up or what. But also, I thought the lawsuit was over. Didn't they say it was dropped? They're still going. Anyway, thank you for listening. I will be on an airplane on my way home once this drops and you guys can listen to it. I will see you guys next week. And yeah, I don't know. Get ready for, I'll be talking about Doja Cat's new album. I'll be talking about, I don't know what else. Maybe, nope, the Taylor Swift movie won't be out yet. Anyways, thank you for listening. If you want to follow along for more, I'll go on to my Instagram and follow me there on my main page, KCK, Kacey_K. And I'm on the phone with KCK. You can follow me on Patreon. You can please go follow me on YouTube if you want to watch my videos and see my face. And yeah, thanks for listening. I appreciate it. I'll talk to you later. Bye.